Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi, Untold Journeys, where I speak with some of my favorite people and have some shape shifting conversations. Here, they share their stories, leaving nuggets of goodness and life lessons to motivate and inspire our own life's journeys. Odyssey with Yendi Untold Journeys is brought to you in partnership with MasterCard. Together, let's start something priceless. And Sagicor.
From home sweet home to LED, from boombox to Bluetooth, from rotary dial phone to smartphone, Sagicor has been here through it all. From old roads to highways, from your first child to grandchild, we've been helping you achieve your goals, secure your future, protect your loved ones, and put a smile on your face. Sagicor, standing with you for 50 strong years.
Use your MasterCard contactless, a fast, easy, and secure way to pay so you can spend more time with those you love. Because creating extraordinary moments is essential. Together, let's start something priceless.
From the world stage to the musical stage, some in her inner circle call her Mama Gang. Today we have Cindy Breakspeare. Cindy, oh man.
Yendi Dens.
By the way, when you messaged and said that, it put the biggest smile on my face.
Oh, yeah?
It did.
What?
Only a handful of people call me that.
I used to hear them call you that on TVJ every morning.
That's right.
Whenever you did Smile Jamaica.
Yeah.
And I was so upset when you left. I was like, why? You were such a bright light and had a different approach to things. I really enjoyed you on early morning TV.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I did.
I enjoyed interviewing you. I remember interviewing you about the Halloween stuff at the zoo, Boo in the Zoo.
Did I come with the snake?
You did! Another reason why I can never forget. How are you, lady?
I'm good, you know.
Yeah,
I'm hanging in.
yeah.
The last year has been challenging, interesting in some ways, very isolating for so many,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And I miss my big son, who is not here,
Yes.
you know, and I haven't traveled and I'm just not ready to do that. I'm not interested in the 2 weeks of quarantining there, another 2 when you come back here. Too much time wasting, man. I want to just get the vaccine so I can move around when I get there. So,
When you're moving around, can I come with you?
yes, come,
Where are we going?
Miami.
All right. And
For starters.
where are we going after that?
I don't know. Anywhere I want to go now is far,
Let's
except
go.
for Cuba.
Let's do Asia.
I've been there.
Done that?
I went to Kuala Lumpur, I went to Japan, Australia, Singapore. I've kind of been that side
All
quite a
right.
bit.
You and I will plan.
Been to India.
Oh, I really want to go to India.
I enjoyed it.
You know what I love? I had no idea you love travel.
Oh, but why wouldn't I?
I didn't even know I didn't put that together.
Well, it's so mind expanding.
Yeah.
You know, when you live on a tiny island the size of Jamaica, your whole life, you think that what we see and do here and what we believe here is the only thing that exists in life to be believed or to be done or to be had or enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's just not so at all.
At all.
No, when you travel, you realize that there are many different ways to live and many different ways to look at life.
Yes.
You know, it's very broadening. And I did that at such an early age, you know, so.
That's actually the perfect place to start this conversation. Let's
Okay.
start there. So we know that you have a love of travel, but where did that love of travel come from? As you're saying, you started traveling at such an early age. I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to guess. No, I'm not going to guess. I actually think it's prior to Miss World.
A little bit, but Miss World was really, you know,
Yeah.
what took me all over the world. Because I just said to them in London, listen, this is a job for a year, work me.
Yeah.
Anywhere they want me to come, I will go, work me.
Really?
And I think up to that point, I visited more countries than any Miss World prior to my reign had done.
Really?
Yeah, there was something magical about the Jamaican connection too, because you end up in places like Nigeria
Yes.
and places that maybe they wouldn't be so looking to invite Miss Iceland, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
It was like culturally worlds apart.
Yeah.
So those kinds of synergies never really took place.
Yeah.
But I really had a great time, a great year. And I just enjoyed it so much.
We have to go back even further. And we have to go back because I don't think many people realize that you weren't signing up to do Miss World. That wasn't your thing, was it?
Well, not when I entered the first pageant.
Right.
That was bodybuilding.
Right.
And, you know, I wasn't signed up for anything outside of what life had to offer. I just wanted to make life happen in an interesting way. There was
Right.
no money within the family for higher education.
Right.
And people kept suggesting to me, you know, you need to go and enter Miss Jamaica. You need to go and enter Miss something. Clearly you would do well at it. And I was working at a restaurant on Oxford Road. The building no longer exists, 1C Oxford Road. And Mickey Horton James started coming there and started talking to me about the idea of coming to work with him. He was opening Spartan. He needed somebody to train up as an instructor. Would I be interested in doing that? The first thing that he wanted to do was enter me in Miss Jamaica Body Beautiful.
Right.
And the prize for winning that would be to go on to Miss Universe Bikini in London.
Right.
And I kind of said, I could do that. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty decent gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was just always the kind of person who just went with the flow. Whatever door opened to me, if that looked like a good door to walk through, I'm off. I'm gone right through.
I have to ask you though, because so many people are unwilling to do just that, right? Like I don't know if it's a social structure. I don't know if it's just being told you must go in a particular direction, but it takes a certain boldness and braveness to be like, this door open, watch me step. Where does that come from?
I mean, in my case, maybe it was a lack of options.
Oh wow!
And
I
here
didn't
were
even think of that.
here was the best option, whatever
Yeah.
was the best option at the time. Apart from which, my mother is not Jamaican.
Right.
She's Canadian, so culturally her outlook is a bit different. And maybe I wasn't quite so tied and bound by the social mores that Jamaica imposed on its young women at that time. I had been through 9 years of education at Immaculate, and I found that to be a tremendous education.
Yeah.
And I'm far more appreciative of it today than I was when I was going through it.
Yes.
And any discipline I have today, that's where I got it.
Wow.
But I knew I wanted my freedom, really, to just live and just do me. You know, this is no dress rehearsal. We passed this way one time, as far as I know.
As far as any of us know.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I never meet anybody who come back and said I was here before. So I'm taking it at face value,
Yeah,
okay? And so you really have to make the most.
Hey there, I know you're really enjoying this episode, but I also know you really like my Odyssey by Yendi shirt. So I'm just saying, be sure to click below in the description box to figure out just how you can get your hands on some Odyssey by Yendi apparel. Yeah? Okay, bye. It's funny that you mentioned the discipline of Immaculate because I feel like whenever any of us are in school, we can't stand the experience. And hindsight really is 2020, isn't it? Because when I hear you say most of your discipline came from that space.
Oh, for sure.
What was that space like for you as a free spirit being in that rigor?
Difficult, actually.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I went there a long time ago when it was still being run by Franciscan nuns and priests, and the only part of the nuns that you saw at that time, because they still wore what they call the wimple, which is the box thing on the
Yes.
head, all you saw was their face and their hands.
Right.
Everything else was covered.
Yeah.
And I went there at the age of 7 to board.
Wow.
So, I mean, I found them formidable. I found the convent, which was the Constant Spring Hotel, just seemed so enormous to a small child.
Yes.
And all the rules and regulations. And I mean, you had to get up each morning, make your bed, bathe yourself if you were on morning bath. First thing you did was kneel in the doorway and pray.
Yeah.
You pray before and after every meal. You have mass each day. what you call it, rosary in the afternoon, and on Sunday you have mass, rosary, and another one in the evening. 3 different rituals, religious rituals on a Sunday. And it was just a lot.
Yeah.
It really was a lot. I think we all felt that way. But as I said, looking back now, that's where I learned to understand the difference between the importance of doing what you have to do and what you feel like doing on any given day.
A word.
And that is a really big distinction that we have to make in life, because I don't think any of us, no matter how much we love what we do, get up every day feeling like doing it.
That's a fact.
There,
That's a fact.
well, I think so.
Yeah.
There is going to come the day where you just get up and say, Lord have mercy, I don't feel like doing this today. But, you know, you have to dig deep and you have to find the stick-to-itiveness and walk through it. You just have to. And I thank God for that all the time.
You know what takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness? Squatting, training, beasting in that gym.
Yes.
So let's go to you beasting in this gym now, because you are now readying up for this
I
competition.
loved it though.
Do you?
I did love it then. I really enjoyed the whole process of working out to be fit and looking, you know, optimally fit. I was excited about it.
P.S. Your body.
I
Oh,
was very excited about
Cindy.
it. Well,
That body, girl.
thank you, Lord. I didn't do it by myself. And Bob was into it too. So
Right.
that was, you know, further motivation. That was something we had in common that maybe people wouldn't think of because, you know, we were worlds apart, so to speak. But we definitely had that. And the eating of certain foods. And so, yeah.
You mentioned worlds apart, and it's something I really want to dig into because I find that still today there is this whole concept of some people belong to a particular demographic and a particular world,
Yes.
and some people belong to another demographic and another world, and those worlds don't intertwine and interconnect, and when they do, it makes people really uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. I know. And you are right when you say that mindset still exists.
Yeah.
I experience it to this day.
Yeah.
I experience it. I mean, one of my colleagues at the office, she's, you know, slightly older than me, and we became really close over the years. And she said her auntie was sitting down watching, I think it was around Independence time, and she was watching a film about former beauty queens and so on. And there comes Miss Breakspear, and she looks at it and says, and you know, she was such a pretty girl. I wonder is what happened to her.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Can you imagine?
This is in regard to the idea that I would
that you
really,
have chosen
Yes,
someone who
yes,
you're on a spirit
seems
level.
totally unsuitable
Right.
for me.
Based on social construct.
Yes. So we
Yeah.
still have some work to do where that is concerned. I just did a Zoom forum with a few people the other day about that same issue, you know, the color issue in Jamaica, the social issue, and where everybody falls in. Alanda Terrelong was on it, and Professor Vereen Shepherd from the university and so forth. And boy, when she come with her facts and
Listen
figures,
now.
you know, you better have pen in hand,
Listen
you know, and
now.
can write quick.
Prof drops knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's really very knowledgeable about it. But I still get it. And it's okay. I'm fine. I mean, I think I was always okay with it, or probably wouldn't have done what I did.
Right.
But I'm even more fine with it today because I've seen the young man that Damien has grown into. I mean, I'm proud of all my children.
Yes.
But, you know, he was the one born to the dirty little Rasta man. Okay, make us just talk it
Make
like
us
it
talk
is.
it plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would never amount to anything, surely. And that's been my greatest vindication, you know, is to see the iconic status that his father has achieved, and to see all of his sons, not just Damien, all of his sons, all of his children, grow up to be world leaders, world contributors, people who understand what it means to pivot, people who understand what it means to give back to the community, and so much more.
Yes.
It's been life-changing for me in every way, and every single day it continues to be that. There's never a day that I leave my house where I don't hear a little voice somewhere over in the parking lot outside Wendy's, where I go to get salad every day.
As I was to be like, girl, tell me you're not getting a double burger.
No, salad. And I hear, Madagang. Always.
Oh, I love that.
Always.
I can start calling that.
Always.
No more Cindy for me.
Either Madagang or, well, within Damien circles, it's Mama C. And it's not just him. You have Neville Garrick's son, who does his lighting and his backdrops.
Yes.
You have Skill Cole's son, David, who is his engineer. You have Shia Kaur, who plays bass, who is Cat Kaur's son. And you see, when you get all of them together, for me, it is just like magic. I just love it. I feel like they're all my children.
Yeah.
I love to see them working with Damien.
Yes.
I love to see the support that they give him, and the fact that he felt he wanted them to come and be a part of his team. It's like the next generation carrying on the same work.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
It really is.
So let's go right back to that space where you say fitness was a thing that brought you guys together.
To a point, yeah.
It made the worlds collide.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about that collision, shall we?
Yeah, well, I can't believe there's anybody who needs to know anything more. When you said at the beginning of the program, untold story, I said, you couldn't call mine that because it's been told a million times.
You know what? I feel like before this thing is done today, we're going to leave here finding out something that's
new.
never been told before.
I'm good. You're good, I'm good, honey.
I'm good.
Yes,
you know I'm good.
I'm good. Really, I'm good.
But so we mentioned that there was society was not comfortable with your relationship.
Definitely not.
But how was your family in their response to your relationship?
Well, at that time, I only had my mother, who, as I explained to you, is Canadian,
right,
and my brother, my older brother, living here. Everybody else was overseas. And we weren't particularly close. So taking their feelings and values and attitudes into account at that point wasn't really a consideration for me. I was living my own life and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And we who were close to Bob at that time, I mean, I don't know if we ever sat down in a huddle and said, boy, this man is a genius, you know. I don't remember if we ever uttered those words.
Right.
But we were just so absolutely drawn to his talent and his magnetism and what was unfolding right before our eyes, right at 56 Hope Road, good old 56 Hope Road, right there, so. That there was nowhere else to be. What, a cocktail party? For what reason? Why would I do that? If I could be listening to a rehearsal, you know, with music that has such a strong and inspiring message. I mean, just this last year, look at what's been happening. Over and over, you get Instagram posts saying, well, at 6 o'clock this evening, people will be coming out on their balconies in London to gather and sing One Love.
That's right.
Or Three Little Birds. Me not see that happening to anybody else, you know.
Talk truth.
So me just say, go Bob, you still run the road.
Same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could feel it. We didn't even second guess it. We just went along with it and soaked up everything that there was to get from it, you know. And when you see the accolades and accolades and accolades that have been heaped on Bob over the years, we know we were in the right place.
Yeah.
And Damien's supposed to be here.
I hear you say that, and my job is always to listen and never to insert myself.
Okay.
But I hear you, and I cannot help but see my experience, although not the same, very parallel and very similar, in that I look at my child, whose name is specific for a reason. Her name means God's chosen people.
Okay.
And I look at her, and I remember all of the hoopla and even parallels being drawn with both of us. And I think to myself, when I look at her, I'm just like, she's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I see living, breathing, raw purpose and fervor in her. And I'm just like, no, man. So when you said that a while ago, when you said Damion's supposed to be here, I'm excited to see where she goes.
Of course.
In a similar way that I feel like you knew with all intents and purposes that your child was here with purpose to you for a reason.
Well,
Yeah.
I always tried to support whatever he wanted to do. And I also understood very clearly that to deny him in any way or to deny the relationship I had with his father because of disapproval, he would never grow to be the human being that I knew he could be or that I wanted him to be. I had to, at all times, let him understand that he could do whatever he wanted and be whoever he wanted. Yeah. That he was special, he was loved, he was wanted, he was deliberate, he was no accident. And don't make anybody tell you anything different.
That's right.
You understand?
I do.
You come here to do as many great things as you want to do. That's as right. Many. So make sure you're always telling Izzy that. No, don't. People try all the time to put limitations on you, but you have to learn when to back them off. Yeah, you have to.
A whole world.
Yeah, you have to.
A whole world.
You have to. If I follow people over the years, girl, I'd be hiding.
Talk truth.
I would be hiding. I'm telling you.
It's true.
I know that I will always be the uptown girl who crossed the invisible line in the sand. I understand that. But guess what? Somebody had to do it. Might as well be me. That was just predestined. Absolutely was.
Oh man, I feel like this need a whole off-camera conversation for us. This is the next type of conversation.
Anytime.
Looking out on that balcony.
Anytime.
But let's talk about Miss World, please.
Sure.
Let's go there. And I want us to go there because you were Miss World in a time when pageants were a huge deal to Jamaicans, right?
Yeah.
And representation was a huge deal. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about the idea of being Miss Jamaica in that time, in the 70s, and being Miss World in that time.
Well, interestingly enough, that's a topic that has come up recently as well, especially in regard to the whole apartheid issue,
right,
which was very much in the forefront at the time.
That's right.
Was it a big concern for me then? No. I was 20 years old. I was looking for an opportunity in life.
Yeah.
I was not focused on that, you know. And I'm not going to be dishonest about it. I was not. Here is my opportunity. I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, shortly after that, it changed. There was no longer a white candidate from South Africa and a black candidate. They had to have an open contest and send one candidate only. Jamaicans were thrilled, if I'm to be honest. They were. And I still enjoy that part of the whole experience to this day. Jamaicans have been so incredibly good to me.
Yes.
As I make my way through my life, you know, they have lifted me up every single day to a higher place. Not just because of the Miss World experience, but also because of Bob and the love we had for each other, and then Damion coming along. So it's been a, you know, rolling along. But remember, I got there kind of vicariously.
Right.
Because there was no Miss Jamaica at the time. The government had stopped it. So it was Miss Jamaica Body Beautiful. Then it was Miss Universe Bikini. And the organizers of Miss Universe Bikini, a lovely old gentleman named Oscar Heidenstam, I'll never forget his name, said to Mickey, you should try and get her into Miss World. She'd probably do well.
Yeah.
And
Probably.
Mr. Mickey, being Mr. Mickey, went right ahead and did what he had to do. And the next thing I knew, the phone call came to say, yes, we'll accept her as long as she has won an open contest in her own country, meaning anyone could have entered.
Got
And
you.
Jamaica has no objection to her wearing the sash
Right.
of Jamaica. I still have the newspaper articles yellowed with age in my scrapbook talking about it. This cascas and that, and barefoot and in the kitchen and all kinds of references to other places that women belong.
Oh, my.
So, but you know, Yendi, it having happened and it having came to fruition, I just threw myself into it and had a great time. Made the most of the year. As I said, told them anywhere they want me to come, I'll go, work me. And I mean, I had a ball.
Yeah.
I had an absolute ball. Best job ever.
I mean, listen.
You know, they roll out the red carpet for you everywhere you go, pay you to come there. I mean, what you complaining about?
Do you know that I've always said all I want in life is to be paid to travel and eat?
Oh, well, there you go.
I should have won Miss World.
Sweetheart, you're doing perfectly. You're doing perfectly.
No, but you see, but remember, this is our plan, you know. We're going, once the gates fly, you know, this is what we're doing, remember? We're going to travel and eat. That's what
Yes,
we're going to
okay.
do. And then I'll just figure out how we're going to get paid to do it, okay?
All right, okay.
We'll find, actually, you can still perform. You still perform?
Occasionally, but I haven't for a long time. I kind of backed away from it for a bit. I became involved in something else that I also loved very much, which was interior decor and design.
I never knew this.
Yes, I've been doing that for the last, wow, about 20 years.
Stop talk untruth.
Yeah.
I swear you're still there strumming your guitar, you know,
No, I
finding
don't
a
strum.
tune.
Rupert strums.
Well, Rupert strums.
Rupert
and you
strums and
do
I
your ma,
sing.
me,
Yes,
me, mo,
yes,
mo, no?
exactly.
Yeah. You
All
better
of
not be
that.
like that.
No, that's just the warm-up. You don't go on stage and do that.
But even my warm-up is horrible. Let's be real,
Yeah.
Frank. But let us talk a bit about your time of singing. I mean, you are a jazz musician, a jazz singer.
Well, I used to say I'm not a jazz singer. I'm just a jazzy swinger. You know.
Oh, what kind of swinger? I don't know, I'm kidding. No.
I love all the old standards, all the old Gershwin stuff and all of that.
Yes.
And my father was a great jazz lover, so I grew up listening to it,
Yes.
you know. And there again, I mean, in that arena, I went to Australia, Japan, Guam, all over the world, and toured with people like Third World, Inner Circle, to Brazil. I mean, I had the time of my life. You know, I might not have been the best singer, but I was still easy on the eyes and with a great story to tell.
Listen now.
If they wanted me to come, book my ticket. I'm gone. That's just how I've always approached life.
Yeah.
No dress rehearsal here. One time you're passing through. If it appeals to you, go. Go.
I love that. I honestly love that because you know a lot of people self-sabotage and literally talk themselves out of their own dreams and desires, you know, in the name of no, but what if? But as you rightfully have said, there's no dress rehearsal.
No. I want the things that I regret the most to be the things I didn't do. That's what I really want when it's time to close my eyes for the last time, you know. That's because I can't believe that life has gone by so quickly. I mean, I'm now a grandmother of 6 beautiful boys. You know, when did this happen?
Yeah.
When did this happen? I remember the day Damien was born so clearly, like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, so no joke. Live your dreams, girl. Yeah.
When you say the things that you have not done, what are some of the things that you'd still like to do?
Well, traveling, definitely. There are a few places I would still like to go to. Not a whole lot. I do have another project that's in the works, and I won't divulge anything about that at this time. But my bucket list is not very long. Mostly now I enjoy spending time with really close friends in small gatherings and people who really know where you're coming from.
Yes.
Who really know you, so you can say what is on your mind, what is in your heart, what comes to the forefront of your thought, and they will understand and not judge you.
Yes.
My grandchildren are what fill up my heart the most, and having my 3 children in the same place at the same time with their families, because that's very hard to accomplish now.
I can
They're
imagine.
busy people.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very, very busy people.
Yeah.
So I really, really love that. And, and I guess maybe meeting new people, but then again, in small gatherings,
Yeah.
so that the sharing is really beneficial. You leave having really learned something about them and having a sense of who they are,
Yeah.
on what they're about on the
Yeah.
planet,
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time for the very superficial conversations. We mentioned cocktail parties before. It's like, well, how are you? Oh, darling, dying of cancer. Oh, that's wonderful. I can't.
You're not even really listening.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You're not even
I
listening.
can't do too much of that anymore.
I mean,
I just
we shouldn't
can't do
do
too
any
much
of
of
it.
it. Well,
Yeah.
but then I always was that person.
Yeah.
I always really never did like that.
Exactly. That's one thing
You
I will
know.
say for sure. You've always kept it
No.
100. I don't think you you could fake anything.
I try not to. I try not to. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
You know what else you don't fake? I was making a little joke earlier, but this always does happen. It's not even this is serious argument now.
Okay.
When there's a concert going on and the camera is catching all the audience and you have that person in the front and they're like, and their lips don't match the words of the song, but they're like faking it till they make it. Who is not that person? Cindy.
Well.
Who can always be seen side stage singing? Getting crunk, getting pumped? Cindy.
I try.
Tell me about the pride that you feel. When you stand side stage, you're usually to that side, if I can remember. You're usually standing there. When you see the sea of people singing,
Responding.
in the real thing, not this one, but singing the lyrics to your child's music, when you see the impact that your child is having, what does that feel like for you as a mother?
It's great. I get horribly nervous before.
Really?
I still do, believe it or not. I've always said, Lord, suppose him trip over electrical cord across the stage or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
so want everything to go well for
Yeah.
him and be perfect. And of course, you want people to love what he's doing and respond positively. But once he gets out there and we get going, and there are certain songs that we always listen for and hug up and huddle, arm around waist.
Yes.
Songs like Patience, Sabali,
Yes.
off of the Nas collaboration,
Yes.
Distant Relatives, it's so profound. There for You, songs like that, you know what I mean? Living It Up off of Stony Hill.
Actually, listened
You
to that this
know?
morning.
Really?
It was on my playlist this morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Damien inspires me with his music the same way that his father did. And that's such a gift.
Yes.
It is such a gift.
Yes.
So it's just, it's been quite a ride, Yendi.
When this ride is said and done, what is the thing that Cindy wants to be most remembered for?
It's funny because somebody just asked me that the other day. Was it at radio show? I would like people to remember me as being kind and compassionate, somebody who listened when they needed an ear, and somebody, hopefully, possibly, who was as beautiful, if not more, on the inside than on the outside.
You are.
That would be really the best epitaph, if that's the correct word.
Oh.
Is that the word?
I don't know. I actually have never heard it,
well,
but it sounds very immaculate of you.
I want to check it on my Google as soon as I get in the car. But that is what I would like people to think of me as. There's, and more so today, because we live in a world of so much superficiality. What I see the young women aspiring to be, who they idolize, what these young women look like, etc. It's not real.
Yeah.
And nobody can do it without a knife or an implant or something or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it makes me kind of sad. I wish we could love ourselves the way we are made a bit more.
Yes.
Yes, I wish we could. I really, really wish we could.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure.
Because I think that there's a massive struggle now, a huge struggle with self-esteem and with women comparing themselves to that unattainable image out
but of
there. It's
course,
not attainable.
of course.
Nobody's ratio is, I mean,
No. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It
It's
is.
unfortunate. Well, fortunately for me, my daughter doesn't subscribe to that. So it's not a struggle I'm having
your daughter
anywhere close to
is
me.
a whole inspiration for people like me, because the level of rebel that she is level of rebel that I sometimes wish, like my inner child wishes I could be, as I'm living what I want to live, how I want to live in my time when, and she's that. As a matter of fact, she's very similar to you in that way.
She is, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking the other day, thinking about Leah, is that really and truly what you see is what you get.
Yes.
There's no pretense about anything. There's just no pretense
Yeah.
about anything. And it's maybe taken me even a little while to realize that she's not necessarily just trying to ape anybody. She's just both feet firmly planted on the ground. She's the blackest white Jamaican you'll ever meet. You know, she just is. And there's just not going to be any changing that anytime at
Yeah.
all. So me just have to love her same way, you know.
Same way,
Yeah.
because she's a take it or leave it.
Very much so. And the children are so delightful.
Yeah.
Joshua and Israel, you know, I mean, I love all of them. Judah, Jonas, Graham, and Elijah, you know, all my biblical boys.
Yes. All
And
powerful names.
they're just to see the next generation coming up and who they're becoming and the things that they love and what's important to them. And it's one of the great gifts of life. I often say to myself, I have so many girlfriends, too many, who never had children. And I miss that for them. I miss that for them.
Yeah.
Because mine have brought me so much joy. But no, man, Leah, she's a different breed of Jamaican.
I like it.
Definitely.
I sit down one a ways, and just, I like her style. I
She's
really do.
fearless. She's very resourceful.
Yeah.
And she really doesn't give a hoot what people think about
Were
her.
you really going to say hoot? Is that what you wanted to say?
Oh,
I
listen.
would like you to, if someone were to ask you for your top 3 life hacks, like the 3 things that you would say, these things are things that I would say are must-dos, whether it's for your career, your personal life, your spiritual well-being, whatever it is that comes to you, what rests on your spirit. What are the top 3 life hacks that you would say, this is my advice to you? I'm going to put my Sagicor clock to time. I mean, I don't even know why we're timing you. It's just, it
Top
just
3
feels
life
fun.
hacks.
Now for your Sagicor life hacks. I'm going to put my clock up. Yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
Clock is up and go.
Take care of yourself. Take care of the temple that you live in by your exercise and the way that you eat, because that's what's going to carry your spirit for your life. The spirit cannot exist without the body to be in.
A word.
Not in this dimension, anyway. To thine own self be true, in as much as you can. That's one of my favorites. And no matter how difficult or how trying and testy a situation can be or feel, if you try to put love, that simple little 4-letter word, at the forefront of everything you do, it's going to turn out better. It must turn out better. It must triumph. I believe that. In my heart of hearts, I believe that. It's one love for me every time. You couldn't ask me to do this and I tell you no. It would never happen. Would never happen.
Oh, I love that. Let's stop the clock. I got so lost in what you were saying. We stopped watch anything.
No, you know,
I love that.
it's about people.
It's
about people. We have to love people more than money and more than a lot of other things. That's why I think I've been able to have this wonderful experience, because I embraced it.
Yeah.
And that's what it gave me.
Yeah.
That's what it gave me.
I love that. Oh, you know what else I love? Do you like chocolate?
Oh, love it.
Here you go.
M&M's?
Can't say I never gave you
Oh,
anything.
no, I'm going to eat the little guy with the legs.
It's sealed, as you can see,
Oh,
completely brand
delish.
new.
I love it.
And I'm going to play a game with you.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Oh, so I have to open it, then I can't save it for any of the babies. Okay.
It's okay. They can get some.
No. All right. Come now. Man don't want to open.
Try from the top
The
here.
little two-legged smarty heard me. He don't want me to get him.
So here's what we're going to do, right? Yours is open. As many as you like. It's totally up to you. My only thing that I'll say as a little small hint is don't pour too many, okay? That's my only hint I'll give you. So you're going to put some in your palm, okay?
That's too bad.
Listen, who said you can put it back?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so the rest of these can go to your grandbabies.
Okay, so
Let me see how many you have.
about
Oh,
3,
great.
6, 9, 10, 11.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
So here is the game we're going to play.
I'll never catch it in my mouth. If that's what you're coming with, I won't get one.
Actually, that's not what I was coming with, but now
Okay.
that you mention it, no, I'm kidding.
All right, what I must do?
This is the MasterCard Priceless Moment. So, for every chocolate in your hand,
Yeah.
you have to tell me something that you have never said before. It could be anything. It could be, like, for example, I love pizza with pineapple and mushrooms. That's my first one.
You've never said that before.
No.
I've eaten tripe and I love it. Perish the thought.
I don't eat meat anymore, but I really crave oxtail, and sometimes I think we just want like an oxtail gravy from a fish.
Hey, can't wrong you for that. Not at all. I never said these things all in one sentence. I hate new shoes and strapless bras.
Actually, since you mentioned that one,
God,
strapless bras don't fit me. They always drop down because I don't have enough to hold them up.
pestilence. You think it's 1 and 2 time I go to our show and I said to my daughter-in-law, listen, if you see anything around my ankles, my bra here, just tell me.
My brassiere stay around my waist. Is a problem. Look like me have 4 breasts.
That's not a good look, Yendi.
I'm saying I need to work on those bras. You're next.
I've always wanted a Learjet.
So we're living it up. Hey, having a good time, baby.
Yeah, but you can't live it up without that. That's the whole point.
True. No, it's
That's
true.
the whole point.
True. But, oh, here's one. I've never flown on a private jet.
I have.
You had to throw that in there?
Yeah,
You couldn't
sorry.
just make me...
Sorry.
All right, it's okay. I'm going to catch up. You're up.
I wish I was blonde.
To be a blonde bombshell. Ooh.
Marilyn Monroe, you know.
Skirt blowing up.
Oh,
Standing
gosh.
over the-
What
Ooh.
an iconic shot.
Classic. Does it get better? It doesn't.
Not really.
Oh, here is one. I really wish I was born in the 50s, and I wish I grew up in the 60s and 70s and lived that life. There you go.
I understand that.
Yeah, I really do.
How much I have leave now?
But you have to tell me
See
something.
them all
that
are melt
you-
out in my hand
I know,
now.
mine too. My hand. Oh, look at that. Working in my favor. My last thing that I've never said publicly ever is... When I was younger, I really, really wanted to meet and be like Cindy Breakspear.
Aw,
True story.
aw.
True story.
Thank you, my darling. Thank
Okay, don't get all mushy now.
you.
Keep dishing them secrets, girl. What have you never told us before? You have how many to go? Your hand is literally...
It's just like, you know, it's
We need a
turning
close-up of our
pink
hand.
and blue and green. And well, one doesn't want to sit in judgment, you know, this is the thing. But I don't think I've ever declared publicly that I don't subscribe to today's model woman.
I'm here for that.
I don't.
I'll join you on that.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah.
I think it's too hard for the young women. I think it makes them, they must feel envious all the time, inadequate,
Yeah.
like that, and like they will never be able to measure up. I
Yes.
just think, you know, they're going to feel dissatisfied with their lives and themselves all the time.
I agree. I tell you one thing. You can say one word and you can throw the rest in your mouth.
All right, okay.
Have mercy on you, see? Look at that. But this one has to be good. It's your last one. What is the one thing that you've never, ever told anybody? It has to be good.
Help. Look, it's not going to be any great revelation, but sometimes you do need to say, I give thanks in my life for people like you and these young men who are here today in the hot sun, making somebody like me at this stage of my life feel special and relevant and still noteworthy. And blessings to everyone for that. You know, people don't have to care. They don't have to give a hoot twice in a so like an owl. They don't have to care about me and my story anymore.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do is extremely heartwarming. So I thank you all.
Thank you.
Smarty.
And I see what you did there. Smarty. By the way, look at her palm. Just show you palm. It's great. It matches your kaftan.
Well, there you go.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
welcome.
you. I have a little something for you.
Oh, goody. Presents. I love them.
A little birdie told me that, actually.
Oh, that what?
That you maybe like a surprise or something here and
okay,
there.
okay,
But
okay.
this is an Odyssey by Yendi candle for
Oh,
you.
yippee.
So I hope the fragrance is
Thank
something you
you.
love.
I'm
but,
sure I will love it. What I believe. See it there now?
the scent
Same
is
thing
fig.
we're just talking about.
I figure you. And yes, look at that.
Wonderful. I remember when you just started them.
Yeah.
You were at a Jamaican expo at the Pegasus.
Yes.
Yeah, and myself and Lisa came by.
Yes.
And we bought candles from you,
Yes.
and you're just starting. Great.
And you know, I pour these myself in my home.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That makes it even more special. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you. You're welcome.
For sitting
Thank
with
you
me
for having
today.
me.
Thank you for sharing.
man.
And thank you for every nugget you dropped here today. I feel like every woman needs to watch and hear this. I
Well,
really do.
we'll embrace those who do. And as time goes by, others may wish to.
Yeah.
Some of them going to cost me. I know that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm used to that now.
Yeah.
But you can't rewrite history. So whatever it is, I'll take it. People only throw stone at the ripest mango.
East Indian, Bombay, Julie.
Julie.
Black. Ooh.
Julie.
I'm a Bombay girl. I love you like
Yes,
mango.
yes.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Odyssey with Yendi Untold Journeys was brought to you in partnership with Sagicor and MasterCard.